This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. We are now in the thick of it, okay? It is winter. The days are short and the nights are long. It's also holiday time, and this time of year can get really overwhelming for some people. This time of year is very go, go, go. There's so much happening, but you really need to take a little time for yourself. And therapy is the perfect place to do that. Not only to take a little time for yourself, but also to bounce ideas off of another person about ways to really incorporate self-care into your life. You guys have heard me say this a million times, but I am so grateful for my therapist and the relationship I have with her. I've been with her now for 5 years, and we've been doing weekly therapy pretty much the entire time. She has helped me work through so many things, and I'm super duper thankful that I have her. BetterHelp is one of the world's largest online therapy platforms, serving over 5 million people globally. So this month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take the first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/wifeofcrime1. That's betterhelp.com/wifeofcrime1.
This podcast is an unscripted, unedited conversation about true crime. We take the cases very seriously, but I don't take myself seriously at all. And neither should you. Welcome to Wife of Crime.
So, Russ, in the heat of the moment, when things get very scary, our brain has 3 options: fight, flight, or freeze. Well, in the case I'm telling you today, this woman's brain chose fight. We are on the 2nd episode of our Baddie Series. This is the amazing survival of Terra Newell and the takedown of Dirty John. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Wife of Crime, a true crime podcast where I tell my husband, Russ. Whew, I was out of breath. Hold on.
Someone needs to work out. Nope, this got to stay. That Peloton subscription has been going to waste lately, Miss Stay Fit, Stay Alive.
I literally stopped breathing halfway through this. Let me start over. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Wife of Crime, a true crime podcast where I tell my husband, Russ, true crime stories, and he reacts to them.
What's up, folks? It's your boy Russ, a.k.a. Bah Humbug, a.k.a. The Grinch, a.k.a. I don't get out of breath on the podcast.
He's such a Grinch. Always has been.
It's too materialistic, man, the holidays.
I mean, just get into the spirit already. I mean, at least we have a nice Christmas Eve tradition that we do every year. But you're such a Grinch.
Is it?
We went to McDonald's, Russ's favorite restaurant, and got the Grinch meal, the new Grinch meal.
Yeah, you're wearing the socks right now.
I'm wearing the Grinch socks right now. So where would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would recommend you pass.
Really?
Pass, go, do not collect $200, straight to jail.
You do get free socks out of it.
They ain't free.
Well, I guess
more
they're
money.
not. It's true.
That's girl math, man. The meal costs a little extra. You get a giant Happy Meal box.
True. So, the Diddy documentary was released.
Take that.
And you know what I think? I think a lot of people, I assumed everybody knew that 50 Cent was so petty, but maybe people didn't know because I think it's like a revelation. This man is the master of hating.
Yeah, how he did the interview for the documentary on the news channel that they let Puff watch in the jail.
Yeah, ABC News.
Yeah, that I like that.
Yeah. The documentary, we're going to cover it for True Crime and Chill for Patreon.
That documentary was crazy. I actually watched all 4 episodes and mostly paid attention.
Yeah, he was really actually into it, which is rare for documentaries for Russ. He's not a giant documentary fan.
And someone on our Patreon said it was a little boring to them, so they turned it off. But I was thinking that's probably because you didn't grow up in that era, maybe like when that was you weren't like young when that was like really going, like it was like a movement.
It was. I mean, it literally defined the music taste that we have today. Like, it was the millennials. This is like the whole millennial childhood, I feel like.
Yeah, but before I watched the documentary, I thought it was going to be just on like the stuff that happened, the sex parties and stuff.
Yeah.
But it told the whole history from back in the Tupac and Biggie days, and just how ruthless Puff is and would do anything to be number one or like get where he wanted to go. And he definitely did get what he wanted and get where he wanted to go his whole entire life.
Until now, because now he's in prison.
Yeah, but he'll be out in like probably 3.5 years.
Yeah.
So he still won. He's winning the game of life according to like him, how he wants to live.
Yeah. I mean, he's a terrible scumbag human being. He's the worst.
You guys have to watch it.
Yes, you guys have to watch it. And then if you want to hear us go through episode by episode in super detail and talk about it, sign up for our Patreon because we do True Crime and Chill episodes over there. And Russ does the patron shout outs.
All right, folks. So as you know, I do Patreon shout outs. I don't remember. I think Jess probably gave me that job.
I did.
Yeah, I didn't like, hey, let me do shout outs.
No, I gave you the job for
It's
sure.
like, here, read this. Shut up. All right. So this week's joiners are Kira, Madeline, Susan, Sarah, Emily, Cece, Jamie, about 3 Kims, Latoya, and Tina.
Ooh.
Get at me, dogs. Cheers to you guys. I just have a neat whiskey, so it ain't gonna go.
Yes. Cheers, everybody. We did a poll on our Instagram, and I said, do you want Russ to bring the DMX shout-outs back? And hundreds of people answered.
Yeah.
And there was one.
Was it Denise?
No, it wasn't Denise. It was one listener who said no. Yeah, she was like, it's a no for me, dog. I'm good. You don't need to bring back that shit. But you brought it back.
Maybe, well, it's a touch screen, so maybe she did that by mistake.
Maybe, but
I assume it's by mistake.
You assume, okay.
Yeah.
But it was literally one person out of hundreds who answered.
Yes, that's why I had to be a mistake.
Yeah. But you brought it back. R.I.P. DMX. We know he's the best. My Spotify Wrapped, it had Florence and the Machine as number 1. It was my most listened to like artist. And number 2 was DMX. And I feel like that just like, it's my whole personality in a nutshell.
What was your listening age?
33.
Damn.
I was young.
I was in the 70s.
And it doesn't make sense that yours was in the 70s.
It doesn't, because I listened to basically like a lot of 90s and early 2000s, and you weren't even born.
And you listened to 90s rap and R&B. Like,
yeah, call me 40.
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean? I was like, is it the podcast that I listen to? But I don't really listen to a lot. I listen to us sometimes, like to see what happens.
Yeah, you don't.
Because I forgot the story.
It's funny.
So, I'm doing my other job.
Mm-hmm.
No AI could take this job from me.
Nope.
I am reading the review of the week from Taylor Griggs. It says, Crime, Swifties, and Jetpacks. You know you love a podcast when it makes its way into your dreams. You Don't Want This Smoke went to a new height last night when I had a dream that myself and the other crime family Swifties were at a concert with Russ. There was a killer at the concert, and Russ protected us Swifties. We all chanted, "You don't want this smoke," as Russ levitated into the air with a jetpack that was attached to the bottom of his chair, blowing smoke into the killer's face. Us proud crime fam Swifties then charged at the killer while Jess reported the incident on the worldwide news.
This is an extremely detailed dream.
I recommend this podcast as a defense class, entertainment, and the way to honor the stories of survivors. Thank you both for what you contribute to the world and my dreams. Hashtag not me, not today. Hashtag Swiftie. Hashtag Russ needs a jetpack. Hashtag Jess deserves a jetpack too. All right, I might be out of breath.
Well, that was quite detailed.
Very clever.
Are you taking melatonin before you go to sleep? Because I feel like when I take melatonin, my dreams are that detailed.
I wonder if they even made up that whole story creatively.
Yeah, maybe they did. Maybe it was just trying to get on the pod.
Or I'll just take it as the ladies out there dreaming about me.
Oh.
Which makes me dreamy.
But one thing that wouldn't happen in real life, aside from the jetpack on the bottom of the chair and anything, is that you would never be caught dead at a Taylor Swift concert.
Depending on the venue and the alcohol budget, it could still be fun.
Are you a Swiftie secretly?
No, I was just talking about drinking and having a party.
Okay.
I wasn't thinking about the music at all. I was like, I could hang out and drink for a couple hours. It's like all background
right.
music.
So maybe you would protect a whole group of Swifties.
Yeah, I got you.
That was really funny.
We could roll out.
Roll out. Well,
that might be in the run-ins for Review of the Year. Very creative. It's very different from all the other ones.
That is. Review of the Year is coming.
Yeah, we give you a free merch item.
Yeah.
From the store.
Yep. We'll give you a free merch item from the store if you win Review of the Year. That is going to be coming out right at New Year's. So we'll see if that one is number one.
Well, as of right now, it is because I don't remember reading even one other one. I have no clue what I read. So you're funny. In first place all by yourself, and hopefully by January 1st, I didn't forget you.
That's funny. Okay, so right now we are in the middle of a Baddie series. Last week, I told you guys that we are doing a Baddie series. So in honor of our new brand that just launched last week, Clutch Defense, it's clutchdefenseco.com. We are doing 3 stories that represent our 3 items in our store. Which are the drink covers, which is the shield, and that's the one we did last week. The shiv, which is the knife that is disguised like a comb. And the snitch, which is our personal safety alarm.
And that's not really snitching anyway, because you're just getting the bad guys.
Yes, exactly. So not only are we representing each item in our store, but I'm highlighting these badass women. So that's what the Baddie series is all about. Most of us like to believe we know who we are in a crisis. We think we'd stay calm or run or fight back. But real danger doesn't ask us who we want to be. It doesn't give us time to think through options. When a real threat hits, our brain makes the decision for us. Deep inside your head is an ancient alarm system. It doesn't care about etiquette, morality, or consequences. Its only job is to keep you alive. It's primal. And when it senses danger that feels life-threatening, it flips one of 3 switches: fight, flight, or freeze. Your heart races. Your vision tunnels. Your body floods with adrenaline. You don't feel pain. Time moves slower.
True.
The thinking part of your brain steps back, and survival takes over. You don't choose. Your body does. This is the story of a woman whose brain did not choose flight, did not choose freeze. It chose fight. This is the amazing survival of Terra Newell and the takedown of John Meehan, a.k.a. Dirty John. Are you ready?
Hell yeah, fuck Dirty John.
Yes, fuck Dirty John. So this case is very well known and popular. They even made a Netflix series about it called Dirty John.
Sounds like a dirty toilet.
It does. He is a dirty toilet. A lot of my sources, though, are interviews with Terra because I wanted to tell the story the way she tells it. And she's done tons of interviews since all of this happened. So in 2014, Debra Newell, Terra's mom, was living in Orange County, California. She was very successful, independent, and had already raised a family. She was an interior designer that worked with many affluent people. She wasn't desperate. She wasn't lost. She was simply open to love again after her divorce. Debra was 59 and very well put together. She wore designer clothes, had designer bags, and she could afford it because she was rich. When she was young, she had no problem attracting men. But she's older now. Her kids are all grown, and she was looking for someone to travel and have fun with.
Gotta slow down, Tatiana.
No, she's just looking for love again. So she joined an over 50 dating site called Our Time.
They should call it the Golden Girls. That would be an amazing website for older women. There probably is one already.
The craziest thing is the Golden Girls were not even that old.
They were just washed.
Yeah, like I think they were like late 40s, early 50s. No, they were probably like...
They were in their 40s, some of them,
They
yeah.
were like 50s.
No, they were in their 40s, some of them.
Really?
Yeah, they were just washed and got the old woman fro so young.
They did. The old woman fro. So she joined Our Time, which I've heard of before. I'm sure everybody has. And that's where she met John Meehan. His profile immediately piqued her interest. He was attractive and fit. He was tall and looked like the type of guy who maybe played football back in the day. He was 6'2", dark hair, green eyes, and he was an anesthesiologist, a world traveler, a man of faith.
I don't believe it. This is too much good stuff. No way.
Someone deeply romantic and emotionally available.
He sounds like Fabio out of those freaking love books.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
Fun fact, on our first date, I told Russ that I tend to date men who are emotionally unavailable, and his response was, I've been called by multiple women emotionally unavailable. And I said, great.
And you proceeded to make out with me.
I did.
Hey, I was honest. And
you hooked me.
No, it looks like you hooked me because now I'm emotional.
You are. It's true. So they started chatting, and quickly it developed into something deeper. He called her all the time, texted constantly, sent her lots of pictures of him now and when he was young. He made Debra feel chosen in a way that felt intoxicating. He moved fast, very fast, talking about forever very early on, wanting to be together all the time, making big emotional promises before there was space to question anything. And neurologically, this matters because early love releases powerful feel-good chemicals into the brain called dopamine and oxytocin. Dopamine makes everything feel exciting. Oxytocin makes everything feel safe. And together, they quiet the part of the brain that asks hard questions. So when John gave explanations for things that didn't add up, his vague work schedule, why he didn't have nice clothes or even a car, despite being a doctor, why certain details of his life kept shifting, Debra's brain wanted to believe him when he laughed off these questions and explained things away. Of course I have nice clothes. I just prefer to be comfortable.
You knew he wore Skechers if he's preferring to be comfortable.
Probably.
If a man ever tries to talk to you ladies and he's wearing Skechers, you need to move on. He's cheap.
Of course I have a car. And I have 2 houses. But I just spent the last year in Iraq with Doctors Without Borders. So I rented those homes and I gave my car to my daughter, since I wouldn't need it. He told her stories about being on the front lines in Iraq, saving lives. He has seen so much trauma in the last year, and he helped so many people. Debra was enthralled by him. Within weeks, he was fully embedded in her life. Debra's daughter, Jacqueline, immediately pushed back. Jacqueline was loud, direct, and unafraid to confront what she didn't like. She didn't trust John.
I was like, look at you coming in my house looking like a bum. Get some decent clothes on.
Well, she didn't trust John. She didn't like his energy. She couldn't exactly put her finger on it, She just had that gut feeling, that intuition we spoke about a couple episodes ago.
A lot of times that's enough.
She spoke up early and often. She told her mom to be careful, and she questioned everything John said about himself and his past. Her other daughter, Terra, on the other hand, was more quiet, reserved, a little introverted. She didn't explode with accusations, but her body reacted to him. Her stomach stayed tight when he was in the room. Something in her never fully relaxed around him. His charm felt fake. His attention felt watchful, not warm. She had the same gut feeling that her sister had, but she tried to rationalize things at first. She tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. Debra's nephew, Shad, trusted his instinct too. Shad's mom was Debra's sister, and she was murdered by her husband years before, when Shad was 11 years old. So that poor kid was super traumatized.
That's crazy.
I know.
Not just losing the parent, like your parent kills your parent, and then you got no parents.
Yeah.
Because one's going to jail.
So after Shad's mom was killed, he was raised by Debra. So he thought of her like a mother figure more than an aunt. With a family history of tragedy that deep, it was no wonder everyone was a little on edge when this man came into their lives and seemed to quickly weave himself into the family's fabric. It was weird to them, but Debra was head over heels, seeing the situation through rose-colored glasses. Debra and John quickly moved in together, on Debra's dime. She was very successful, like I said. She was rich. So she decided to rent a home for the two of them to move into together, and she paid the rent in full for a full year.
She got that money.
They moved in together after only 2 months. And this is what really made her kids start to question who John actually was.
John secured the bag.
Yeah. One day, Terra was at their house, and she found a box in the closet full of John's stuff, and she started looking through it. She found a nursing certificate with John's name on it. A nursing degree?
So he's just a nurse, Jess. What do you have to say about that?
I'm good with it. Listen.
No, she's pissed. She's like, you're just a nurse?
No, she said he's lying. He called himself a doctor, so she found out he lied. Terra asked her mom about this, who immediately told John, and John was livid. They got into a huge argument. Terra was kicked out of their house and was told she wasn't welcome to Thanksgiving dinner, which was only 2 days away. John told Debra the reason the kids don't like me is because they're jealous. They want to secure their inheritance, he told her.
He's thinking about the money.
Your kids are just waiting for you to die so they can collect, and they are threatened by me.
But she's only about 50 years old. She got a long way to go.
Well, she's 59.
She might have 20, 30 years. Women live longer than men.
Russ, the point is he's making this up to manipulate her.
Unless she smokes cigarettes. I just think that she would be like, what? I'm not even close to dying.
Well, he told Debra he is a nurse anesthetist, or a CRNA, which is why he works in anesthesiology, which makes sense. You know, it's extra schooling, and he really was a CRNA. This has been proven.
But they make money, too.
Oh, they make a lot of money.
They do
really
a couple
well.
$100,000.
They do really well. But he also has a PhD, which is why he calls himself a doctor. He told Debra, look, I love you. I want to be with you. Your kids are out of control and they're spoiled. And Debra started thinking, maybe he's right. So she actually started seeing a therapist who told her, look, if this is the man you want to be with, then you need to set clear boundaries with your kids. You are 59 years old. Don't let your children run your life. So now Debra has John in her ear saying all this, and then she goes to this therapist and explains the situation from her perspective. And now she has the therapist saying, set clear boundaries. Don't let your kids run your life. A few days later, Debra and John were on a trip passing through Vegas when they decided, spur of the moment, to pop into a chapel and get married. John told her he is so happy to be her husband. He is so in love with her, and this is the best day of his life. And they had only known each other 2 months.
That's kind of like my mom when she got married to my brother's father. It was like a week in, and that was it.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it was probably a couple months.
Yeah,
right?
that motherfucker was trying to move in early.
Meanwhile, Terra, Jacqueline, and Shad are becoming more worried about their mom. How she was falling deeper in love with this man that they were sure wasn't who he said he was. Debra was obviously not going to hear them unless they confronted her with solid proof. So they started digging.
Well, that makes sense. You shouldn't just go on like what people feel.
Yeah.
Because you can make a lot of mistakes with feelings.
And what they found didn't match the man that Debra thought she was married to. Jacqueline even put a tracker on Debra's car, the one that he was driving every day because he didn't have a car, so he was driving one of Debra's cars every day. Jacqueline put a tracker on it to see where he was going. He would wake up in the morning, put on his scrubs, but no one knew where he actually went.
Strip club.
He never went to a hospital. He would drive around most of the day, making random stops at doctor's offices and fast food places. Nothing solid to go on. But this just showed Jacqueline he wasn't who he said he was. He wasn't going to work like he said he was. Shad started researching online, trying to find as much information as possible about this guy. He found that John had a record, a very long one. He had been to prison multiple times. Crime, drug addiction, fraud, lies, violence. He had victimized many women before. One of them was his ex-wife, Cindy. That relationship also began with charm and intensity and ended in fear. She had been threatened with a knife. She escaped, and she tried to warn others. But men like John survive by constantly moving forward into new lives, new homes, with new victims. By the time he reached Debra, he had years of practice. His ex-wife Cindy met him before his mask was fully formed, when he was still just a man with ambition. She believed in him. He's smart, he's handsome, he had so much potential. While John pursued his schooling, she worked. So she put him through nursing school, like you did for me. She paid the bills. She held their life together so he could focus on building a future in medicine. The life he would later use to impress, manipulate, and control other women was built on the foundation that she helped create. It was during this period that his addiction began. With access to prescription drugs through school and medical environments, he started taking painkillers. At first, in ways that could be explained away, like he was stressed or exhausted or sore. But addiction doesn't stay inside boundaries. It grew quietly and then relentlessly, taking over his behavior, his judgment, and eventually his whole identity. As the drugs took hold, so did all the lies.
That normally comes with the territory.
It does. As the lies multiplied, so did the manipulation.
And there usually seems to be a victim mentality over there, too.
Yeah, there does. Money began to disappear. Stories stopped lining up. The man she had once trusted became volatile, unpredictable, and very controlling. By the end of their marriage, the danger was no longer just emotional. It was physical. He threatened her with a knife, holding it up to her throat.
Wow.
There were many threats. And in that moment, she realized that the man she once loved was no longer just unreliable or addicted. He was dangerous. So she got out. She survived him. And she carried the truth of who he really was for the rest of her life.
Do you know if they had children?
They did. They had a few children.
Wow.
Later, she would be one of the women who tried to warn others, who tried to make people understand that this just wasn't a misunderstanding or a messy divorce. This was a pattern. A man who used women to build himself, drained them, and then moved to the next life that he could infiltrate. By the time John entered Debra's life, all of these patterns were already set. The addiction, the deception, the control, the way he moved through relationships, leaving fear and confusion behind him. It wasn't new behavior. It was who he had become. But Debra didn't meet the man shaped by all these years of harm. She met the version he learned how to present. Polish, wounded, romantic, and very convincing. So John had to be hospitalized for 3 weeks after a surgery. And while he was there, Shad, Jacqueline, and Terra showed their mother everything they knew about him. They also found multiple papers in his things in the house that confirmed a lot of their suspicion. So there were letters from inmates he was in prison with and court records. And this finally made Debra see that she was married to a fraud and a very dangerous man. While he was in the hospital, Debra moved out of the apartment. She also changed her will to protect her assets from John. When he got out, he was shocked and he begged for her to stay with him. He began stalking her, and things started getting even more scary. He sent her threatening messages. He followed her. He called her nonstop. And at one point, he set her car on fire.
You know, that's how you could tell a dude is a broke bum. If they got time to follow you, to stalk you, to call you and text you all day long, that dude is a bum. He should have things to do.
It's true.
Like, even if you were the dude when you first meet, if he's just available all the time, he's a bum. He should have stuff to do.
Yeah. He needs to be a little emotionally unavailable like Russ.
Yeah, like, first of all, you should be at work or something. You shouldn't be available all the time.
No, it's true. You're right.
Don't be a bum and don't wear Skechers.
Well, one thing that you glazed over is he even set her car on fire. That's crazy. It's really crazy and scary.
That is crazy. Especially because he ain't got a car.
Yeah.
What, he walk up there and then burn the car and walk home? He's probably one of those dudes with a bike that rides his bike everywhere, but it's kind of squeaky. Like Debo.
Like, I don't know who that is.
From Friday.
Oh, from Friday. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about Friday. So Debra was terrified of John. He knew the way to really hurt her wasn't to actually hurt her, but to hurt someone she loves. Terra never saw herself as a fighter. She was anxious by nature, soft-spoken, quiet. She loved predictable routines. She watched The Walking Dead obsessively.
That show lasted too long. It got a little long in the tooth, Jess.
It did. But you know what? It was a really good show. I did really like The Walking Dead, especially the early seasons. But she never missed an episode. And she actually played through scenarios in her head, like we all do, about how she would fight off zombies if she was in the situation.
Well, I used to think that too, but now I'd obviously be the first zombie.
Oh,
I ain't getting away. You go see the chair zombie.
No, remember in the other episode a few months ago, you said you're going to be crawling around on the floor.
Oh yeah, I'll be the
crawling.
I'll be the crawler. Like in Call of Duty, in the zombie maps, the crawlers were always like the last ones alive, and you have to like go kill them.
God. So at the time, it was just entertainment. But the brain doesn't know the difference between what we live and what we imagine over and over. Repeated exposure to danger, even on a screen, teaches the brain what survival can look like. It builds mental blueprints. John and Debra had not been together for a while. He was still, however, always watching her, and stalking her like a predator.
What a loser.
Waiting to pounce. On August 19th, 2016, Jacqueline saw John sitting in a parked car outside of her mother's house. And Jacqueline, being the feisty one, decided to follow him.
That's risky.
She took note of the car he was driving. She ended up losing him, but immediately called Terra and Shad to warn them that John is around here and he's still stalking Mom. The next morning, Terra goes to work. She was a dog groomer. And while at work, a man with a French accent calls and tells Terra that he wants to bring his dogs in to be groomed. He asked her what time Terra is there until. And she told him she'd be there till 5. But the French man with the dogs never showed up. She didn't think anything of it. She was going to go to a concert that night, and she was just excited to get home. So it was the early evening. Terra had just gotten home from work, and she drove by a man parked in her parking garage who was standing outside of his car but hunched over, seeming to go through something in the back seat. And she didn't think anything of this man, so she just parked a few spots away in her typical spot and got out of the car. Terra's dog, Cash, was with her. He was a mini Australian Shepherd. And it was a normal moment. Ordinary. Unremarkable. And then, out of nowhere, the man walked up to her, put his hand around her waist, and said, "You remember me?" How creepy is that? It was John. There was no warning, no conversation, no chance to turn and run. He immediately grabbed her and started hitting her. That's what she thought at first. But when she saw blood, she realized he was stabbing her.
Oh.
Her amygdala, the part of the brain that detects threats, sent out an alarm. Adrenaline flooded her body. Her heart rate spiked. Her vision tunneled. Her thinking brain lost control, and her body chose fight. She grabbed her purse and held it tight to her chest, protecting her heart from the knife, which is so smart. Like, that was so smart to think of that in the moment. Meanwhile, she dropped her dog's leash, hoping Cash would run away, but he didn't. Cash started attacking John.
Let's go.
Biting his legs.
Let's go, Cash.
John gained control and got Terra on the ground on her back, and he was on top of her. Terra was wearing rain boots, and she started violently kicking John.
Good.
Over and over and over in the stomach and chest, and Cash kept biting his legs at the same time. She doesn't remember counting movements. She doesn't remember thinking about consequences. She just remembers one thought. If he keeps control of that knife, I'm going to die.
Exactly.
But John lost control of the knife.
Get it.
And it fell right next to Terra's right hand, the handle facing her.
Let's go.
So she immediately grabbed it.
Put it right in his windpipe.
And she just started stabbing nonstop. Shoulder, arm, chest, arm, shoulder, stomach, nonstop.
Get him right in the eyeball.
And then finally,
I make an eye kebab.
The blueprint that was already formed came to the forefront. The head. You stab zombies in the head. So she stabbed him right through the left eye.
Wow, I predicted it.
You predicted
Who's
it.
better than me? Because you can't stab someone in the skull, from what I hear. Like, it won't go through.
Well, we did talk about a case where someone did get stabbed in the skull.
But it's very hard to do.
It is hard to do.
Like, in the movies, they just stab people in the head and pull it out. Like, you'd have to, like, it's going to get stuck.
So she stabbed him right in the eye. John immediately collapsed on top of her and started convulsing.
Wow.
A 14-year-old girl named Skylar heard the screams from her apartment. She saw the blood and Terra being attacked. She ran inside and told her mom to call 911. Skylar grabbed a towel and started running to Terra. She's only 14 years old. Skylar was a junior lifeguard and knew first aid. She got to Terra after Terra pushed John's dead body off of her. Skylar knelt down and immediately started holding pressure on Terra's arm, where it was slashed all the way to the bone. Within minutes, first responders flooded the parking lot. Terra was alive. shaking, crying after being stabbed 13 times.
Was it just all in her arms or everywhere?
Everywhere.
Wow.
First responders gave John CPR, but
don't waste your time.
But he was pronounced dead in the ER. After extreme trauma, the brain often gets stuck in survival mode. Loud noises feel like attacks. Sleep becomes fragmented. Memories intrude without warning. The body reacts to ordinary stress as if it's like lethal. This is what trauma does to the nervous system. It keeps you alive, but it doesn't let you feel safe. Terra would later speak about the emotional weight of surviving, about the confusion of being grateful and broken at the same time, about living with the knowledge that her body had done something she never imagined she was capable of. She survived because her brain took over. But surviving doesn't mean healing is immediate. She had to go through a lot.
You got to come to grips of what happened and that you're actually survived and you're actually okay.
It was like her or him.
Yeah, she's alive.
But I think
because she made those choices.
No, definitely. I think that she it's just a lot to take in. A lot of trauma to take in. Debra faced a truth that many parents never fully recover from. She had brought someone into her life who nearly destroyed her child. She had defended him, believed him, questioned her kids, and now she had to live with the consequences of that manipulation. She would later acknowledge how deeply she had been controlled, how convincing the illusion had been, how subtle the erosion of her reality was. Narcissistic predators don't usually look like villains at first. They look like answers, like partners.
Deep.
Like safety. By the time the truth shows itself, the damage is already woven into the family. This is not just a story about violence. It's a story about how danger enters through charm, how reality can be rewritten slowly, and how families can be divided without anyone realizing it's happening. How the quietest person in the room can end up being the one who saves herself. Terra did not survive because she was fearless. She survived because her brain recognized that there was no other option.
And she hated him.
Fight, flight, and freeze exist to protect the body in the moment. But what happens after? The long after is where resilience lives. Resilience is not the absence of fear. Resilience is waking up afraid, but moving forward anyway.
Not me, not today.
That's right. Not me, not today. This is a true not me, not today story right here.
Hell yeah.
It is learning how to sleep again, how to trust your body again, how to exist in a world that almost killed you. Terra's life did not go back to normal, but it did go forward. She carries scars physically, and she carries memories. She carries a nervous system that will always remember that parking lot. And she also carries this truth that her brain chose life. The human brain is powerful in ways we rarely understand. And I love the brain. It's like one of my favorite things. I talk about it all the time. It will override your personality, your fear, your sense of self, your rules. It will choose survival when nothing else remains. And sometimes the person you never thought you were, the fighter, the survivor, the one who doesn't stop, is exactly who your brain makes you become. And that is the case of badass Terra Newell and Dirty John.
AKA not me, not today.
AKA Baddie.
Yeah. In those situations, I've been through situations in my childhood where men came in and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that really suffer a lot of times are the children. They suffer the consequences of your choices.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's true.
It isn't like, oh, this guy is putting me and my children through this, because I've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
As a child, it was no. You're putting me through this because it's your responsibility to protect me.
Mm.
So the children, and now look,
Yeah.
she was getting stabbed and had to make an eye kebab out of him.
I think that, you're totally right. I think there's multiple factors here. There is the manipulative narcissist who is, John is a terrible human being who comes in and manipulates this lady.
But she did dump him.
She did dump him. Yeah, she did. Well, I didn't go into a ton of detail about their relationship, but they were together, then they broke up, then they got back together, and then she finally ended it. So, there was a back and forth there. But, I think there's multiple factors. I think there's him, who's an evil person, and then there's her, who her children were trying to tell her, this guy is not cool, this is not okay.
You need a reason. Mm-hmm. You can't just say why, and then I don't know. That's what I do, but
yeah,
nobody else will go off your feelings, only you.
Yeah, it's true. And, she believed that John was, she believed John when he said, oh, your kids are spoiled and they're trying to get your inheritance. She started, it's not that she completely was convinced of that, but, it's that nagging thought in your head, maybe he's not wrong. This case is a prime example of when your brain takes over and your fight response kicks in. And obviously, this one is related to
the Shiv. Because she sliced and diced them like Scream.
Yeah, she did.
Sliced and diced, baby.
Yeah, so, the Shiv is one of our products. It's a comb, but it's actually a knife. It has a 3-inch blade. We also include a retractable keychain because women's purses are messy.
Everything's in there. There's crumbs of makeup all over the place and probably a few goldfish.
So we included this retractable keychain that you can clip it to your purse strap so it's easily accessible. And you can just leave it inside your purse, clipped on the bag strap. It's easily accessible, and now, you can just grab it if you're in a situation where you have to engage. And I hope that you never need it, because I hope you're never in a situation like Terra was in.
Absolutely.
It's horrendous.
But it's nice to stay prepared.
It's nice to be prepared, and it's nice to just feel like you have something there.
I wish you would.
Yeah. It makes you feel a little badass.
That means I guess I got to go get to packing orders because I've been busy every morning packing orders.
Yeah, so when you get your orders, it's usually Russ that has packed it. So he packs them with love.
I stay packing.
All right, everybody. Well, it's the holidays. I hope you're having a great holiday.
I hope you give your kid coals in their stockings.
Yeah, well, the bad ones. The good ones don't deserve that.
I haven't met a good kid in forget it. They're always screaming, whining, running.
That's what kids do.
People are letting the kids have opinions and feelings. When you were young, you were told kids just need to be seen and not heard.
Well, yeah, but that was the old way. It's not like that no more.
Well, it just went too far in the other direction. You just can't let the kids talk about their feelings all the time.
Why not?
Because no one really cares. There's a balance. They need some shut up in their life. Shut up. No one cares what you have to say. You don't want that to be the first time to be some kid in school and then he cries in front of everyone. And then he's the crybaby for the rest of his life in school.
Well, that is true. You do have to teach your kids to be a little tough before they go to school.
Yeah, they got to eat shit.
All right, everyone. We'll have a wonderful week. We will catch you later.
All right, folks.
Check us out on Instagram at Wife of Crime Pod and Facebook at Wife of Crime The Crime Family and Patreon at Wife of Crime Pod and Clutch Defense at clutchdefenseco.com.
And I hope you don't get stuck with an ugly person under the mistletoe.
What?
You don't know what mistletoes are?
Of course. You just say the most random shit that I did.
I hope you get a baddie under the mistletoe.
There you go. That's good. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful week. Bye.
Later.